Y'all, they about to garnish our wages. They really know how to just ruin your day. The U.S. government hates everybody here. Y'all, as of May 5th, they're taking 15% of your wages towards student loans. Y'all, I've been ignoring student loans since I've been in school. If y'all know how much I owe in student loan, y'all would think I went to school to be a lawyer. And it's a degree that wasn't even providing me a decent lifestyle. I was just living off vibes. So you mean to tell me I went to school and y'all lied to me? Y'all wanted me to go out there and do triple the work to get a degree. Y'all, I owe so much money. I'm in Texas, so we don't have state tax. 15%. Hell, you might as well go ahead and add 5 more. Add 10. Cause that's the state tax. I cannot believe this. I just had to pull over, y'all. My head started throbbing. I'm about to get a headache. They're doing this in a couple of weeks, y'all. I gotta go do deferment. I gotta go do something, y'all. We can't get away from this. People are even already saying that their credit score has dropped from a 700 something to a 500 something. Oh my gosh, my credit score. 15%, whether you have it or not, as of May 5th. So long as you have money in your bank account, they are taking it. Matter of fact, financial aid just called me the other day and I hung up on them. Not in the mood, don't have it. I'm living off life. I'm vibing. This man really said, you know what? Let's make the rich richer. Let's make the others poor.
Starting May 5th, federal student loan collections are ramping back up, including wage garnishments for borrowers who are in default. For the past few years, there was a pause on these actions due to pandemic-related relief measures. However, that protection is ending. If you have federal student loans and you've been in default, meaning you haven't made payments for 270 days or more, the Department of Education, or its contracted collection agencies, can now start automatically taking a portion of your paycheck without a court order. This is called administrative wage garnishment. The amount they can garnish, up to 15% of your disposable pay. That's a huge chunk if you're already struggling to make ends meet. Make sure you're ready. Review your loan status right now through your federal student aid account. Don't wait until the garnishment notice arrives. It could catch you off guard. Before we move on, don't forget, if you find this helpful, like this video, drop a comment below, and subscribe to our channel for more important updates.
Did you know that we're gonna have to pay back our student loans now? Like, we were supposed to have them, we were supposed to have them forgiven, right? Okay, well, like now we have to pay it back and they want to garnish our wages. Like, I don't even use the degree that I went to school for, and I don't have the money to pay it back. I don't. Like, why do we have to pay it back? Like, can't they just like push a button back there somewhere? And like, I just don't understand why we have to pay it back. Why does, like, for real? Like, we have to pay it back? I'm not even in school anymore. Like, I know that I said I was gonna pay it back, and I know that I signed on a line that I said I was gonna pay it back, but now I have to pay it back, or they're gonna take it out of my paycheck? Is this for real? Is this for real?
I don't think people really understand just how much debt can totally derail your life, especially student loan debt, because some of that reaches just an astronomically high price. I saw someone saying they were paying $1,250 a month just to student loan debt. Imagine your living situation right now, your bills, and add $1,250 a month onto that you get nothing to do with, and see how fast that tanks your entire life. When I was a freshman in high school, for some reason I gauged my entire 4 years of high school around not going into debt for student loans when I was going off to college. I wanted to go to college, but I was not going to go to college at all if it meant I was going to have to get student loans, because I was not going to spend the start of my life in massive debt. Luckily for me, the university I went to gave me a full ride and then some. So I was actually getting paid to go to university first from how much scholarship money I had. But I chose to go to my local state university instead of going to my bigger, better choice of a university because it was going to cost me too much money to live in that area at the time. And that was money I didn't have. So there was no reason for me to do it just for the prestige of the better school. Sometimes I wish maybe I could have made it work, but I enjoy not having any debt. I love that. And for me personally, if I was going to have to go into debt to go to college, if I didn't get a full ride, I just wasn't going to go at all. I was going to join the military, probably like the Air Force or something, because it's a bit more cushy. And then I was going to have them pay for me to go to college via the GI Bill or whatever else they got going on. Luckily, I didn't have to do that because I ended up getting the full ride. But people with student loans get a weird amount of hate from people who don't have student loans. It's this like, oh, well, why would you go get a college degree if you couldn't afford to get it? There's really not a lot of options. So, a lot of jobs need it. To get a college degree or a better job, you need the college degree. So it's like a catch-22. I just don't think they deserve all the hate.
How to avoid or stop wage garnishment. If you're facing garnishment starting May 5th, you have options, but you need to act quickly. Here are the main strategies. A rehabilitation. You agree to make 9 monthly reasonable and affordable payments within 10 months. After successful rehabilitation, your loan is removed from default and garnishment can stop. Consolidation. You combine your defaulted loan into a new direct consolidation loan and agree to a repayment plan based on your income. This can immediately stop garnishment if processed in time. Settlement. Sometimes you can negotiate a lump sum settlement, but this usually requires a significant upfront payment and might not be realistic for everyone. Hardship hearing. If wage garnishment would cause extreme financial hardship, you can request a hearing. You'll need to provide documentation to prove your case, and time is of the essence. Tip. Even if garnishment has started, it's still possible to negotiate or rehabilitate your loan. Don't assume it's too late. Quick reminder. If you're learning something new here, give us a like, comment your situation or questions, and hit that subscribe button. We're here to help you navigate this complicated process.
Taking out student loans was the single-handedly worst mistake I've ever made in my entire life. At this point, a college education is pointless. It was pointless. There's no hope. I've been paying on my student loans for more than 13 years now, and I've more than paid back the amount that I took out, and then some because of interest. And there's all this misinformation and false hope around forgiveness and qualifying payments and I checked the boxes for 90% of the qualifying factors, but I'm gonna have to pay on my loans for another 5 years minimum, and that's if there's even any type of program around that time for forgiveness before I can even qualify, even though I meet the qualifications now. But because I don't check that one last box, there's nothing that can be done. Nothing has made me feel more hopeless and just helpless and just at full defeat than these student loans.
When I was 17 years old, still too young to buy a lottery ticket or vote, I was able to put myself into debt to almost to the tune of $20,000 for 1 year at a university. One. Bro, if they ever invent a time machine, if I ever get my hands on a time machine, I'm going back to that day when I signed that promissory note. I'm going to yank that pen out of my hand so fast, I'm going to punch my dad in the face. May he rest in peace. How could you let me do that? Since then, I have accumulated more debt. I wanted to go to nursing school, and I already had kids. I had one on the way, anyways. I was in default, so they can and they will garnish your wages. Go to studentaid.gov. Create your profile. It will list all of your loans so that you can see, what loans are in default. They'll help you get out of default. They want to help you get out of default. They want you to pay. They know you can't pay your whole loan up front. They don't want to garnish your wages. They want you to pay. They want to help you. They helped me get out of default. It's a pain in the ass, and you will be enslaved until you die, like me. We live in America.
I need someone to tell me more about this income-driven repayment plan being suspended on May 5th. Because whoever is making these decisions clearly does not care about American people or citizens at all. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have to repay our loans as students who took out the loans. Yes, we took out the loans. We should repay them monetarily, by service, some way. What people are complaining about is the inequity in banks being bailed out, but not citizens. The inequity of the fact that, how about I overpaid my loans and I'm still waiting for a refund that they gave me documentation that they owe me of 3 years later. The inequity of people trying to pay off their loans and trying to set up a plan, but not being able to get through with a phone call or an email indefinitely. The inequity of only taking out $20,000 in loans, but actually owing $60,000. So if people on an income-driven repayment plan, which is supposed to help alleviate the cost so that you can actually still live, buy groceries, pay your rent, but people are going into default because even that's too much in this economy. And now you're taking that away, which increases the price owed from like $200 a month to some people $1,000 or $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month is a paycheck. It is an entire paycheck. For me, I know that it's more than a paycheck for a lot of people. The government doing this, whether it's a manufactured crisis or not, is literally saying a big F you to over 5 million Americans. We want you homeless and dependent on us. Honestly, the next step is probably debtor's prison. Can't pay your school loans? Go to jail. Shocker, with prison being a money-making system, who's getting rich off that? They gotta fill the beds somehow.
These student loans, like the calls, are really making me regret ever going to college, considering I'm not even doing anything in my degree. But like these calls are just a reminder that I'm like, first of all, doing nothing with my life. Second of all, broke as shit. And yes, I hee ha ha about it here, but like it's literally not a joke. It's like embarrassing, and it's like the most stressful thing. And I never want to be the person that's like driven by money. Like that's not me, but like sometimes I wish I was, so I wouldn't be in the position I am in. And like dealing with these calls and having to basically say my situation, like I literally cannot pay off an amount on these damn student loans. And then the fact that they're so relentless, they call every person in my family, they call people not related to me, but like associated with me, and I don't even know how it's just crazy. And it's like, I hate it. It's like you're coming at me for my own little debt when this country's in debt. Like it's so frustrating. And it gets me so angry, and literally it's like I avoid these calls at all times. They send me into full-on panic attacks. But then sometimes I just have to make the call because they're calling everyone else in my life. And it's so frustrating. And yes, maybe I did it to myself. Maybe I should be smarter about money. Maybe I should just take on any job that like will pay me, and I'm luckily finally starting a job, but it's not what I want to be doing. Not using my degree. It's another serving job. It's fucking working at Hooters at 28 years old, living back at home. It's like, and then it's moments like these that make me question whether anything I want to do in life is going to happen, like at this stage, because it's so annoying. And I just had to
The
vent.
return of garnishments marks a shift back to strict enforcement of student loan repayment. It's not just about losing a portion of your paycheck. Garnishment can affect your credit score, your ability to get housing, even your job security in certain industries. Long-term borrowers should stay out of default by enrolling in an income-driven repayment plan. Even if you owe a lot, your monthly payment could be as low as $0 based on your income. Stay in touch with your loan servicer. Ignoring notices will not make the debt disappear. It'll just escalate things. Stay informed about possible new student loan forgiveness programs or policy changes. The political landscape is shifting, and new options could arise. Don't get caught off guard. Prepare, protect yourself, and stay proactive. And before you go, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We've got more updates, guides, and real-world tips coming your way to help you stay ahead of these changes.